Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to explain a 2015 American horror thriller film named Curve, which portrays the horrors of road trips through a highway where there are no neighborhoods for miles. The movie follows the story of a soon-to-be bride on her way to a wedding rehearsal having second thoughts and decides to take a detour. Car breaks down and a hitchhiker offers help. Could it be fate or a planned mishap? Serious spoilers ahead. This movie is not for kids, so sit back and enjoy. The movie opens in a desert area in the US. A girl named Mallory is driving a car and can be seen having a somewhat good day. Mallory is a soon-to-be bride and her wedding is just a week from now. She's driving out of the city to make some preparations for a big day. It was originally her sister's job who was unable to come for personal reasons. Thus, Mallory took the time to drive out of the city and get the preparations done on her sister's behalf. Mallory is not excited about the marriage. She seems to have a lot in mind, which is very normal for young brides. Mallory looks at her wedding ring and keeps touching it, implying she's having second thoughts or might be thinking it's not the best thing at this point in her life. Suddenly, she gets a call. It's her sister Ella. Ella tells Mallory that she hasn't booked her flight tickets yet and wants to confirm with Mallory if she's really in love. Ella explains to her soon-to-be bride sister that she hasn't purchased her tickets yet because she wants to be certain that Mallory is truly in love and content with her choice. Mallory answers by saying in a phony voice that she's happy before hanging up. Mallory is not happy after the conversation and drives off. She soon takes a side road from the highway, which is a shortcut. Turns out the side road drives through Denver. The road is pretty empty and is surrounded by a secluded area. After a short while, her car breaks down. Blaming her luck, Mallory gets off the car and decides to take a look at the car's situation herself. She tries to get the engine running, but nothing helps. Given up, Mallory gets in the car and tries to call for help, but there's no phone signal. Now alone in a deserted place with barely any humans or cars, Mallory rethinks about her decision. She takes a soda can to cool herself off, but it explodes, completely ruining her shirt. She takes off her shift and goes to the back to change her clothes when suddenly she's interrupted by a stranger. The man introduces himself as Christian and apologizes for scaring her. She explains her problem to him about the car. Christian takes off his shirt and gets to work. He starts her vehicle for her and Mallory thanks for the help before hitting the road. She begins to drive away but passes out of remorse as the man is on foot. Mallory decides to offer to give him a ride. After Christian is on board, Mallory starts driving away. However, soon she realizes it was a bad idea as Christian doesn't stop talking. At first, he was talking about things that can impress a girl. When Mallory doesn't show much interest, Christian begins acting strangely as they travel. Things starts to feel odd to Mallory when Christian explains how their meeting was predetermined by fate and how it was supposed to turn out this way. Mallory starts to get suspicious. However, Christian is not done yet. He continues by explaining that she was unable to deep-throat his huge cock. Turns out, Christian is an absolutely pervert and talks about inappropriate things he would do to her. Now Mallory has had enough and she stops the car. She asks him to get out of the car. However, Christian is not there to be easily kicked out. When Mallory realizes he's not going to get out, she senses the dangers and tries to get out of the car, but he grabs a knife from his pocket. He threatens to end her if she doesn't do what she's ordered. Christian asks Mallory to continue driving. Mallory has no other choice but to follow what she's being asked to do. Thinking of a way to save her life, she discovers that Christian is not wearing a seatbelt. Mallory takes this chance to speed up as much as she can and try to throw him off the car. She attempts to end him by swerving her vehicle into a railing next to a bend. However, Christian gets a sniff of the plan and starts to take control of the car. This makes them hit the bend hard and go off-road. When Mallory wakes up, the car is in the upside-down position. She looks around and finds Christian lying outside of the car. Imagining Christian to be completely unconscious, Mallory tries to release herself. When she releases the seatbelt, she finds that her leg is trapped in the seat. Christian wakes up and takes a look at Mallory being stuck in a fatal way. He doesn't help her and walks away. Christian tells her that she should get herself out of the car herself. Mallory begs for Christian to help her, but he leaves. She continues to scream for help, but there is no one to help her at this place. Soon, the night falls and the area starts to get colder and colder. Her condition starts to get worse. Mallory looks here and there and tries to find some of her clothes in the car. She somehow manages to get her water bottle and grab on some clothes. While finishing the last of her water bottle, Mallory dons a hoodie. To her luck, the car still has some battery left, so she turns on the heater. However, the coldness is not the only problem Mallory has to face. Turns out she's stuck in the middle of a forest-like area with a lake nearby. This means that there are wild animals around her who are getting the smell of her blood. Mallory tries to use her torch to scare away the animals. However, when this doesn't help, Mallory turns on the headlight of her car, which scares the animals away. By some absolute miracle, Mallory managed to survive the night while hanging upside down. In this way, 2 more days pass by. Mallory is still hanging upside down with her legs stuck. She has no food and no water left and is losing her hopes with every passing minute. To make things worse, she sees Christian appear who looks completely unharmed and happy to see Mallory in such miserable condition. Christian then sits right in front of Mallory and starts to eat and drink. He starts talking about a cabin he found nearby, which he thinks belonged to a family who's no longer living there. He keeps talking about fate and how things would have been different if she didn't try to act up. Realizing that Mallory doesn't have a lot of time left, he leaves. Mallory begs for help and shouts as much as her frail body can bear, but Christian walks away enjoying the agony in her voice. The third night is dark and cold without her car's battery. She finds a lighter and manages to start a fire. This makes light and keeps her warm. She falls asleep but soon wakes up when a family of rats are trying to feast on her. Tired of everything, she becomes aggressive and goes on a smash spree on the rats. One of them is killed and she consumes a strip of its meat in addition to drinking her own feces. Once again, Christian informs the woman of his hostage-taking plans for a family. She's then given a saw by him. Mallory first believes he gave her the tool to cut through the door, but he later informs her that he doesn't anticipate it working that way and warns her that she would perish if she doesn't amputate her leg. She strikes him and throws his vehicle keys outside, where he can't find them, when Christian arrives to say his farewell during a torrential downpour that evening. The policeman promises Christian he'll give him a ride as the police car approaches from the turn. Although he hears Mallory cry, he dismisses it as an illusion and drives away with Christian. Mallory begins to attempt to hack her leg off as the car begins to flood, but she only manages a few shallow wounds before the river helps her limb free itself. She travels to the log cabin where Christian claimed to have been. She observes him and the police officer and discovers that the homeowners were also dead, but their daughter Katie was being held as a hostage. Christian is wearing the police officer's uniform and has Katie on the bed, waiting to complete his next evil fantasy. Mallory points a gun she's found at him and threatens to shoot him if he moves. As Katie runs away, he strikes Mallory. Christian and Mallory argue until the latter pushes the former over a balcony on the 2nd level. He stumbles, slamming his leg into a bear trap. She hobbles downstairs, hands him her knife, and promises to give him the same opportunity he gave her. Mallory also says that maybe this is the fate they were meant to complete. As Mallory leaves, Christian thinks about what she said as he keeps getting weaker and weaker. As a result of his wound, Christian passes away. The home door slaps shut as Mallory and Katie shuffle down the street. That was all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's movie, and for more such content, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like and comment on this video. We always appreciate your support.